right, everybody, it's time for another Women Are Retarded. I'll stop making these videos when women stop being retarded. In today's news, the feminists are having a very hard time coping with Taylor Swift's engagement. Women are having two retarded reactions to Taylor Swift's engagement. One of them is being overly excited like it's their engagement or their sister or their best friend or somebody that they actually know and care about. You guys may remember when this woman, CBS reporter, Olivia whatever, finds out on live TV that Taylor Swift got engaged. This was a real thing. So I'm gonna play this for you guys.
Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged. Come back to me. She just posted it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it's huge. The ring is ginormous. This is so exciting. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's on her Instagram. It's on her Instagram. It's on her Instagram. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I feel like Paul Revere right now. Like this is a very exciting moment for me in my professional career because I get to announce that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. As you're talking to Joe Lang, our lovely producer Gabby Ake texted me and said, Taylor Swift's engaged, and you can see it right there on her social media. She put it up in that post that they got engaged with the
All right, that's enough of that. I'm gonna die from cringe. I swear to God, I feel like she caught Down syndrome, like right in this moment. Paul Revere, a celebrity getting engaged, is the same for a woman as when a man alerted the American troops that the Brits were coming and to fight for freedom. Same thing. While this is a very cringe-worthy reaction because you don't gain anything from Taylor Swift getting engaged, stop having these parasocial relationships with celebrities who would squash you like a bug to make another dollar. Pathetic. Please, people, get your own lives. Get invested in your own lives. Care about your cats because none of you have kids because you're so obsessed with the celebrities. You can also see that her emotion is a shallow affect, okay? I'm supposed to be excited, but I'm on too many antidepressants to actually feel anything. So I'm going to imitate what excitement would look like. I think this is what it would be. It's been years since I felt anything at all. Please, someone! Look at it.
Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged.
Right, you see there's no emotion coming through her throat. Okay, now once again, while this is grossly pathetic in so many ways, you know, she's totally a mid, she's excited that someone who is more attractive than her is getting happiness because then she can live vicariously through her. I can be the beautiful pop star with the 6'6" football player who's definitely not gay. It's still better than these women who are online right now having a total mental breakdown because their pop icon of independence and I don't need no man has suddenly turned around and become a trad wife, which being a trad wife is literally just being a wife. That's it. The trad thing is a LARP. There's all these hoes out here pretending that now they're trad and, you know, baking things on TV while doing sexual innuendos with the spatula. That's fake. First of all you are liars. You all want to get married. You all want a man who supports you, but you've been brainwashed to think somehow this is bad. And so now when your, you know, team mascot turns around and does the thing that you really want to do deep inside your soul that you're pretending you don't want to do, you have to attack her because she reminds you of the voice inside that you're desperately trying to kill. Let's watch the video. Guys, I am on tour. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on tour, but please go check out my website, leonardaisfunny.com. I will keep performing until I'm canceled from every last possible space in this country. But you guys know I can't go to comedy clubs. All my locations are secret to avoid being canceled and avoid being Charlie Kirked.
Taylor Swift is handing the conservative agenda on a silver platter to the masses. And before I go any further, and before you argue with me, you cannot convince me that the master lyricist of our generation, akin to Shakespeare, the Easter egg master of our generation, is not aware of what her entire optics and lyrics and album and everything is giving at this very moment.
Is giving. Can we all stop with the is giving? You sound retarded. Like, use language. Women are supposed to be good with language. Use language to describe what you want to say. Is giving. It's so cringe. And I remember when it started taking over, I would see the most basic is adopting that language and saying it because they wanted to be cool. I was in the comedy clubs and we had these two fat female managers who are total groupies. By the way, if you're gonna be a groupie, don't be a groupie of stand-up comedians. It's so pathetic. Stand-up comedians are the biggest losers in the world, especially unsuccessful stand-up comedians. And I'm a stand-up comedian, and I'm telling you, we're pathetic. We are the bottom of the barrel of human society. The only thing that could give us any bit of value is to use humor and satire to call out the ridiculousness, the ridiculous agenda that this global empire wants to enforce on us, where everybody's a trans, homosexual, lesbian, Presbyterian pastor. That is the only way we can create any value for ourselves. And as you can see, most stand-up comedians have totally abandoned that, and they're actually just trying to be puppets for the machine, which makes them even worse than a homeless guy on the street. So then you have these two fat tards in a D-tier comedy club grouping out for fat, alcoholic, drug-addicted, unfunny comedians walking around saying it's giving because they're trying to signal that they're part of the pop culture and I'm cool. You're pathetic. You want to be cool? Say the N-word. I don't know why you think Taylor Swift is Shakespeare. That's because you don't read. You don't read because, I don't know why, because you're listening to Taylor Swift and her whole voice, you hear the condescending voice that makes you just want to shake them. And then you understand why they used to hit women. You really understand it and you wish for those times. You say, dear God, can someone choke this woman out for the love of Christ? Because she's intolerable. They speak to you like you're in kindergarten and they're so enlightened and they're going to teach you everything. And the reason is because they have adopted the agenda and the whole script that is being advanced on them. They are the frontier soldiers of this new propaganda of progressiveness, diversity, feminism. I don't need no man. Women are amazing. They are PhD masters in this. Now, they don't realize they have mastered shit that is totally useless and is actively destroying society. And once it's gone, they are the first victims, like this guy who murdered 2 white women, had 91 previous charges, 91-time felon, does just 5 years in prison after he kills, 1 white and 1 Asian woman. So even though these idiots are going to be the first casualties once this global color revolution of communism takes over, they advance it because that's where the power is right now, and they're trying to signal, I have the power, because women don't really have power except by controlling each other and controlling society through being banshees. Anyway, let's continue watching. It's so cringeworthy watching her. She's really upset because Taylor Swift's new album is celebrating the future that Taylor Swift is looking forward to by getting married and having kids. And she's 35, so God help her, because it's right under the wire. And this woman's probably looking down the barrel of a shotgun called her fertility and realizing time is short. But wait a second, I thought we weren't supposed to want that. I thought we were going to be like men and be happy. You're betraying us. I can't bring myself to recognize that I have lied to myself and I want the same things. So instead, I'm going to attack you because I'm going to die on this hill, even if it means me being miserable.
Before you suggest that this was supposed to be a satirical album, I would like to remind you how she feels about this album in her own words.
World to me to have this creative experience where like we knew that we had to bring the best ideas we've ever had.
I just gotta say, Taylor Swift sounds like a man. That's all.
Yeah.
And I also know the pressure I'm putting on this record by saying that, but I don't care because I love it that much. And there's not other ones coming. This is the record I've been wanting to make for a very long time.
She's been wanting to be happy. She's been wanting, can you imagine that? A woman's been waiting to make an album that reflects joy and happiness. And it can only happen when she's found who she thinks is the love of her life, but she will discover he's gay, and that's okay. But maybe they'll have some kids before then, and then everything will be all right. And this woman wants to begrudge it to her. Why? Because she has sacrificed her own desires for the same thing, for the sake of the sisterhood of the traveling menstrual pants or whatever.
Fast as I can so that my video is not an hour long, but we're going to start with the rollout of the album, the announcement of the album on our boyfriend's football podcast. Our boyfriend, who plays for the NFL, who we are now aligning our brand with, who is one of the most racist and problematic industries in our country.
Oh, it's a what's the racist and problematic part? He's in the NFL. The NFL is a majority black. What are you talking about? You see, what did I tell you? These kind of women are the first ones to take the agenda and run with it. She is an expert. She knows racism, peak sin that you can commit. I need to tie my outrage about losing feminism to racism so we can all align together, because together we have power, because I'm weak on my own.
Listen, I don't know how long Taylor Swift's been doing this, but I know it's been a pretty good amount of time. She's worked pretty hard for her career. But why are we sharing what you are saying is the best piece of work you've ever put out, and you're going to share it with a man? You're going to announce it with a... This is where the optics are starting. We are creeping our way down the...
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You see, this is where you get to the heart of feminism. Travis Kelce is not her man. It's not her betrothed. It's not her beloved. It's not her soulmate. It's not the man that she wants to father her children. It's a man, and men are the enemy, and you're betraying us. I don't know what's wrong with that. My man has helped me tremendously with my career. Women get helped all the time by men. Usually, men don't get helped by women, and women certainly don't get helped by other women, because women are jealous and envious, and they don't want to see another succeed.
Conservative pipeline, and before you say that's a reach, I'm not done. We all know what's coming next.
What's wrong with being conservative? In fact, being conservative today is pretty gay. Conservatives are all about gay rights, letting gays get married, mixed race babies. They're not really that conservative. They're just the liberals of the 90s. But you're upset because they won't accept this beast as a woman. Here's one of the consequences of feminist ideologies, that we all have to walk around pretending that this thing is a woman who, by the way, is in trouble for, what do you know? Oh yeah. Who would have thought that a man putting on a wig, pretending to be a woman, was mentally ill? Who could have seen this coming? These are the consequences of women like this. Not her, she's based. Hold on. Women like this, who want to hold down the fort on feminism. I guarantee you this woman does not have a boyfriend. And if she does, he's total beta, and she yells at him and puts him in his place, doesn't respect him. And then she dreams about the bad boy who calls her a bitch, coming into her life and wrecking her night after night. I guarantee you, because women like this need to be tamed.
The engagement. They got engaged as a package deal with the album rollout. Yes, they did. The album was announced, and 1 day later, 2 days later, it was announced that they were engaged. We could talk about how manufactured that is. We could talk about how inauthentic it is. We could also talk about...
I love that this group of people who have not an authentic bone in their body, not one single original thought, want to talk about inauthenticity. Your whole tone is authentic. You are inauthentic.
About how it is yet another step towards the conservative pipeline. Now,
oh my God!
About her history of...
Conservative pipeline might lead to happiness. I can't take it. I'm so sickening.
The orange man, he didn't like her very much. He, in all caps, I hate Taylor Swift. She's a childless cat lady. I want you to bank that for later in the video. But once this engagement happened, we had a public statement put out by Pumpkin Man. And he said, wow, Taylor Swift, you know what? She's a great person. She's a terrific person even. And I'm very happy for them. I wish them best in their marriage.
And you said, I hope she dies and her children are stillbirth, and maybe half of them are black, so that she feels the pain that I feel inside.
Okay. Now, I'm not claiming that Taylor Swift can control what that man says or that they are partnering in these words. No, I'm not saying that. But the U.S. has a history of using pop culture to further a political agenda.
Oh, you don't mean like when Beyonce appeared at the Kamala Harris rally? You don't mean like when Kamala Harris hired Megan Thee Stallion, or when Cardi B campaigned for Joe Biden? You don't mean how every celebrity everywhere is always championing left-wing causes, unless it comes to a certain country in the Middle East, because we all know we can't talk about that. You know, you're not talking about that, are you?
She's doing what he wants everyone else to do, is to get married and have white babies. But I do know that she
Can you imagine the horror of getting married and having kids that look like you? You know, Beyonce had a song, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. Then she got engaged to Jay-Z, who, I mean, Beyonce, why? You know, you're way more attractive than whatever the hell's going on over there. And she had his kids, but that was okay because they were black. That was okay. And then she wants to talk about racism. That was okay. And if Travis Kelce was black, she wouldn't be having this problem. I can guarantee you that if Travis Kelce was black, this woman would be out here. Yes, fantastic. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. A woman like this won't care about somebody like Taylor Swift marrying a black guy because she knows it's a demotion. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm telling you what's in the heart of these people. That means Taylor Swift's not really necessarily doing better than her. That's why they're okay with that. But what she's mad about is her having a bunch of white babies. And you know why? Because she's been brainwashed by non-stop propaganda that tells her that white people are evil and that you should definitely not have white babies. Propaganda like this. All right, so what do we have here? Interracial couple. He's a little doofy looking. These gay guys were okay because they're gay, right? And then we have dumb white woman spraying. He doesn't see it.
Gorgeous windows.
Dumb white man can't fix his car. He's so excited about the windows.
What a difference.
Real retarded white chick just runs right in. It's like a cartoon, right? It's like a cartoon.
Gosh, I love those windows.
They're magnificent.
Oh!
You know, in a world where a lot can go wrong, trust your home to Anderson. I trust him. I trust him more.
The only commercial, there's a black guy walking into the house. Yeah, you know, he's probably gonna rob it, but whatever. Black guy walking into the house he owns, clearly, right? Black woman with her man, look at that, yeah. Gay couple, they're all right. But literally oh, he's installing the windows? That's rich. You could have at least got a Mexican. It would be diversity. So this is a commercial where they actually have plenty of white people. That's because the white people are stupid. See? That's because the white people are stupid. It's like when you see a commercial that has a lot of white people and you realize, oh, it's a commercial for herpes. Right? Because white people are the ones known for having STDs. So that's what's happening in this woman's mind. She doesn't understand that. She really thinks these are her thoughts.
Control is the music that she puts out. And I'm just going to jump right into it. Canceled is an anthem for those who are over being politically correct. And we're breaking down the wall of shame that it means to be canceled. Taylor Swift says it's okay now to be canceled.
Yeah, because being canceled means you told the truth. That's why you're angry, because you silenced yourself and you agreed not to tell the truth. And you were okay with that as long as those who didn't follow the same rules were severely punished for it because you're a henpecker. That's why you're upset. I hope this is helping your psychology.
That's actually cool. And maybe if I'm canceled, I could be her friend.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen because you're a loser.
See how see where we're taking steps. Mm-hmm. When I first heard the lyric, I'm not a bitch and I'm not a savage. If that is not the most dog whistly shit I've ever heard in my life. Moving on to wish list.
You see how she doesn't give you an explanation about that because it's totally made up. What's dog whistly about not being a bad bitch? Oh, I don't want to be a slut. I'm not a slut. That's what she's saying. Because you know who says she's a bad bitch? This is who says she's a bad bitch. Let's listen to this. Let's see if this is the thing that should be celebrated.
I would like, in a threesome, to have a really pretty faced girl that I really like. And we both sucking together. But like, not just like, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. Like, making out, clashing on it.
And I love that you specified like really pretty face. What? Because you're gonna have to look.
You see how uncomfortable this white girl is? Like, even though she wants to pretend that she's degenerate, she's pretty degenerate for being white, she still can't stoop to the level of a stripper who was raised in the Bronx and created by pornography. So she's got to focus on, I love that you really want like a really pretty face because like, I can appreciate a pretty face, right? She can't get into like, hey, this is disgusting. Why don't you just do pornography instead of whatever you're pretending to do? Because your music is basically pornography. Does our offended white girl make anything? No, that's what she's talking about.
Take a moment for these lyrics. They want they want a fat ass and a baby face. They want freedom. They want 3 dogs they call their kids.
That was your future.
Have a couple kids, have the whole block looking like you.
Yes.
Let me say that again. I want to have your white babies, and I actually want our entire neighborhood to be racially homogenous. She went through this entire thing.
Let me tell you something. You come from a racially homogenous neighborhood. That's why you can have this kind of soft tone and idiotic outlook on life, because you are not based in reality. See, I come from living in the Bronx and seeing what racially non-homogenous does. It means you get jumped because you're white. It means you need to clan up with your fellow whites or whatever race you are, because you're in a race war called I gotta get to school every day without getting my bike stolen. You lived in a nice suburban area where you could go out with your nice little fall sweater, grab a pumpkin spice latte, and nobody named Jamal was gonna kick you in the head. That's why you're an idiot. Okay, we're not gonna watch the rest of this video because that's enough. You guys get the idea. And she does talk about, at some point, I think she brings up, she does get upset at the fact that, there we go, look at that. So now Lana Del Rey also catches some strays here.
Travis Kelce's over a Jackson 5 interpolation. This all feels so blatantly obvious to me, the pipeline that we are sliding down, especially with her bestie. The same week that the album was announced, Lana Del Rey came out with this cover.
Oh, you mean not looking like a degenerate hooker and dressing well and classic and being chic? Oh, why are you mad at her? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because she found herself a good old boy, blue collar, tough. I mean, this guy's got the face of he eats alligators for breakfast, and you don't like that because you were taught that you want boys like this. This is what you're supposed to want. Now this guy is going to ask you to peg him. You're going to say you're cool with that, but you're instantly going to be disgusted, but then you're going to think you're supposed to be okay with it, and then you're going to cheat on him with the janitor. Kudos to both Lana Del Rey and Taylor Swift for getting good men under the pipeline. I hope you guys pump out a few really healthy white children who end up growing up and bringing back some standards to this country, because we don't want to be around the Cardi B WAPs of the world listening to degenerate crap that's making everybody retarded, not just women. And why would this happen? Well, you've got to take a look at the kind of propaganda that's aimed at women non-stop. And you'll notice that it's only ever aimed at white women. This anti-natalist propaganda is only for white women. And white women are weak and are like, okay, I'll signal that I hate my own race. You won't kill me then. Wrong. They still hate you, and they hate you even more because you're pathetic. Stefan Molyneux, sorry Stefan, I don't know if you say it Stephen or Stefan, I apologize. I'm not familiar with how you say it. I'm familiar with some of your videos. I remember you from before you got banned. I was still a liberal then, but I still remember some of the stuff you said. And he's doing a good job. He's trying to wake up white women that they do have a biological clock and they are going to regret it. And he gets attacked and called a misogynist, and he is literally being so loving. Women are retarded. They think that being loving means always saying nice things and never hurting your feelings. Ladies, just think about how many friends you've had over the years who always said nice things and never hurt your feelings. How many of them are you still friends with? Now think about your parents. If you had good parents, they probably hurt your feelings a lot and you probably got upset. But if you think about what they told you, they were right and they were trying to help you, whereas your friends didn't give a fuck if you ruined your life because they're not invested in you. That's why they won't risk telling you the bad thing. They don't want to deal with the bad feelings because they don't really care about you. So here's this. Let's watch this.
It's our first.
Yeah, I got that.
How about you?
4 at home, 2 on the way.
Oh, big family. You're so blessed. I just can't imagine anything better than being a mommy.
Really?
But luckily, my husband plans to be really hands-on.
Oh.
How does she have 2 on the way? This woman looks like she's well past menopause, but whatever. Sure, the older, this is pretty accurate, right? The older, shrill woman. This, in real life, this woman hasn't had any kids, just to tell you the truth. That's how this goes.
Oh, he'll be there at first, maybe even change a diaper or 2 until the novelty wears off. But those 4 a.m. feedings he said he'd help out with, forget it.
Oh, you don't know my Johnny. He's different.
Does he have boobs?
No.
That baby can scream into a bullhorn and Johnny won't budge.
You know, most women say this is the greatest experience of their life.
Most women are liars. My mother...
They're liars, but I'm telling you the truth. Trust me, all those other women lied, but I'm telling you the truth.
Liar, and her mother was a liar, and your mother is a liar. It's a lie every generation tells the next so they can get grandchildren.
Please stop talking.
Why would they do that if having kids was so awful? Why would they want grandchildren if having kids was so awful?
Me?
Oh, you need to hear this. You have to be prepared.
They were out of water. Is juice okay?
Hormones. Get used to it.
Accurate depiction of a witch. So this is what's going on. Here's another one. This is what you see all over, right? Here's Nicole. Y'all really want to get married and have sex with the same person for the rest of your life? Ew. Let me tell you something, ladies. You might think you're so cool, you're doing all this casual sex, you got a new man in your bed every night. That's not hard to do as a woman. Fat bitches get laid. So if fat bitches get laid, what do you think is the accomplishment there? Nothing, okay? And you know the truth deep down in your soul. The real hard task for a woman is finding and securing a worthy man who wants to commit to her and take care of her with resources, with protection, with love. Yes, that's actually the difficult thing. And you know that. And you don't want to play that game because you might lose. So instead, you pretend that the game you care about is this casual sex thing, which is so easy for literally any woman to do. Even Lizzo can get laid. And you pretend that that's what it is and that you're happy, but it's not. When a man really cares about you, he is willing to give things to you because that costs him something. He might give you advice. He might give you his sports podcast to announce your album on. He's going to take you to dinner and try to make sure that you live in a nice place and not around the Jamals so you can enjoy your pumpkin spice latte. That's harder. You have to be worthy to get that. You have to be offering something to a man, especially a man of quality, for him to want to do that. And you're afraid that you might not have that because a lot of you don't. So you think you can bludgeon these men into having to give you stuff, which you kind of use the state to do. And that's why you're all miserable shrews and you don't know what you want and you're all confused. Here's another one. They always try to portray like women were so oppressed before, right? So this one says women couldn't say no in those times to men wanting sex. The point is null and void. The second they got married in their 20s was their fathers. So basically she's saying dads used to sell their daughters as pocket pussies to other men. It was an exchange. What did the fathers receive? An exchange means I give you something, you give me something. What did the fathers receive in exchange for selling their daughters as pocket pussies? Some of you can't imagine having a father that cares enough about you to want to secure a good husband for you because he understands that you will come under the protection of that man. And that many times fathers were the only barrier between a woman and a disingenuous man. Now you guys have removed the fathers, the protective element, the men that care about you, and you're getting used and abused and tossed around by all these deceptive men, because women are really easy to trick. We are. You just got to accept it. And you're angry at men, and you're wondering why nobody protected you. It's because you got rid of them. It's because you got rid of them. Now, all this would be fair and square if it wasn't also true that at the very moment you got your liberation, the first thing all of you seem to have done is turn yourself into online hookers. So who's making who the pocket pussy? Here's another one that is showing strong signs of retardation.
If you're offended by minorities talking about their lived experiences, you're the problem. If you're offended by women saying they're afraid of men, you're the problem. If you're immediately reprimanding instead of listening and understanding, if you're offended by people's lived experiences, you're the problem.
Oh, wow. What did I tell you about women trying to align themselves with the minority experience? Let me show you woman aligning herself with the minority experience is. That's it, folks. That is what it looks like for the female to experience the minority. How do you like that? You want more of that, you dumb is? It's not all of them. I don't care. It's always them, even if it's not all of them. So excuse me if I don't want to risk my life or the life of the ones I care about to figure out if it is or isn't them because I don't want to hurt one of their feelings. No. When you start holding your own accountable and being on a jury and actually sending guilty members of your own race to jail, maybe we'll talk about it. Until then, Discrimination is the policy. Anyway, this thing with women using my lived experience. What other kind of experience is there? Yeah, you lived through it. You're the ones not listening to a woman's lived experience who got her throat slit on a train. Here's a lived experience for a white woman with minorities. This is a German mayor who got stabbed multiple times. And what they don't tell you is the person who stabbed her was her adopted child. First, it came out that it might have been the adopted son, who's 15, saying it might have been the daughter. They're both adopted minority refugee children. Okay? Yeah, they're not, we saw the pictures and they don't want to tell you. Now, the daughter has wielded a wife at her before. Here's your future. Here's your future, you dumb. This is going to be you. Approaching 50, thinking, I didn't have any kids, white kids are evil, let me adopt some of these brown refugee children, and then you get stabbed to death in your own home by socioeconomic factors. Congrats. Well, and by the way, this is always what women always say to me. What woman makes fun of other women like this? Shame on you. Wait a second, I thought we were supposed to support all women. Why aren't you supporting me and calling out stupid women? Oh no, is that a paradox? My female brain can't handle this. I like it. Women always try to pull this shit, right? They have an agenda they want all the other girls to support because all the fatties and the uglies feel safe in that agenda. And then women who don't need that because we're actually attractive and we have value in more ways than just what's between our legs go, that's not what's true. We want to do this thing. And then all these ugly, hideous, mid-level bitches go, oh my God, you're a bad woman. And we go, we're immune to your retardedness because we were retarded too and we broke out and we're never coming back again. Good to get that off my chest. Also, Sheila's fat, so opinion discarded. Anyway, this is where you can see peak levels of female retardation, okay? This is why they didn't let women lead the church. They didn't make women presidents. There were the rare, amazing women who did good things for their country. Mary, Queen of Scots, this Russian chick that I'm going to show you guys in a second. But it's unusual, okay? Most of the time, when you put women in charge of something, it goes to shit. So they make the world's first lesbian bishop. She wants to remove crosses from the church and install a Muslim prayer space. And honestly, I want that for her. Because obviously, she's never read what Muslims think about women and what they think about gay people. So a stoning is coming to you soon. That's why, you always got to put women in the back of the bus. That's all I gotta say. Put them in the back of the bus, tell them to shut up, and you're not interested in anything they have to say. Not unless they actually prove themselves to be worthy of listening to. What did she do? Yes, somebody said name one intelligent woman. Brittany Venti, okay, yeah, I know some chicks like to play into this. That's fine, I don't care, I do it too. We do need a counterculture to this. Women can do no wrong, they're so special and magical creatures. This woman kicked the Ottomans, those would be Muslims, so she wasn't going to install a Muslim prayer space off Crimea and the Black Sea. She modernized law, boosted education, founded the Hermitage. That's where hermits go to think about God. She drove reform, and she made Russia a European superpower. Of course, Kathy was Russian. Yes, it is. Catherine the Great of Russia. That's why they called her Catherine the Great. This is unusual. This came from a time when women weren't being bombarded by constant propaganda telling them how if they want to be good women, they have to accept all the minorities who want to them. Okay? Catherine was based. I don't think men have a problem with women like that, but they are few and far between because you have to be kind of ugly or have developed some kind of a masculine spirit of resistance to social pressures to conform to be able to follow the truth. And most women do not do that because it is too painful. Some of us are forced into it by something inside of us that just cannot go along with lies. This is rare. And we're finding that it's also rare with men these days because their testosterone levels are dropping and they are essentially becoming women. That's the end of my episode. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my website. I'm coming to a city near you. I'll be in Texas this month. I'll be in Phoenix next month. I'm adding Chicago, Detroit. So if you go to my website, leonardaisfunny.com, and sign up for my newsletter, I do send out my tour schedule regularly, and you can see if I'm coming to your city.